Good evening, everybody. It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone has had a great day so far. As always, it's time for another instalment of Bitesize Leeds, all the latest goings on in the wonderful world of Leeds United Football Club. Just before we get into it, as always, make sure you're smashing that like button. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe if you are brand new to the channel as well. It is free, and we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. If you could do me a solid favour and hit that subscribe button, that would be amazing. Hit the notification bell, and of course get all of your thoughts and opinions in the topics that are raised this evening in the comment section down below. So all the niceties are out of the way. Let's get straight into a roundup of today's news then. Firstly, we'll start with a potential incoming at Leeds United, and that is Ryan Sessegnon, the Tottenham Hotspur left back, formerly of Fulham, who apparently Leeds United have inquired about possibly signing him on loan until the end of this season. Now, look, I like the sound of this signing. I think he is a really good player. The thing that's making me just a little bit hesitant though is the fact of like the likelihood of it happening. I think he'll have a lot of teams after him if he is available for loan in the Championship and probably the lower half of the Premier League as well. So I think it'll be a very difficult deal to get done. And why not go for another Tottenham fullback? We've already had Jed Spence, haven't we? And that worked out well. So it'll be interesting to see if this one develops. It hasn't been confirmed by any reputable sources at the minute, but it is one that is on the rumour mill today. So I just thought I'd jump on and give my thoughts. Look, I like the sound of it. I think it would suit our style of play. But like I say, I just doubt that it's actually going to happen, in all honesty. Next, then, let's get on to Charlie Cresswell. Obviously, I spoke about Charlie Cresswell last night on the channel, which if you haven't already, go and check that one out as well. And I was discussing, the relationship breakdown, it seems, between him and Daniel Farker. For whatever reason, Farker just does not rate Charlie Cresswell. And obviously, it seems like there's been a little bit of words exchanged behind the scenes. Charlie obviously wants to play football, understandably, and feels that he's probably good enough to step in when first team centre backs are not available, which I tend to agree with. I do think he is good enough to come in and do a job. Although Ethan Ampadu did do a good job, obviously, in the last two games, but at least Cresswell is an actual centre back. But like I said, for some reason, Farker just does not rate him. And according to Baron Cross, who's tweeted out earlier, there have been bids made for Charlie Cresswell by a number of clubs in the Championship, Millwall being one of them. Obviously, he was at Millwall last season and they really rated him. He had a good season with them, so that's understandable. And it does look like that a permanent move is more probable in this window than a loan move, which is very interesting. Um, you know, and like I said last night, Leeds need to be careful with who they sell Charlie Cresswell to, because if it's a fellow Championship rival and he helps bolster their defence, then it could come back to bite us on the backside a little bit, could that? So Leeds need to be smart with how they handle this situation. Apparently, none of the bids have met the asking price, but I think Gabe, who's on the debrief a lot with Connor on One Leeds, he tweeted out and he was right saying, teams are not going to meet the asking price. Obviously, he's a player that isn't playing a lot. He's a player that clearly wants out, and a player that has seems like he's had a fallout with his manager. So, our team's going to want to pay the full release clause in that contract because, he only signed it in the summer. So that it could be a complicated one, but I think based on the news that we now have, I do fully expect Charlie Cresswell to leave the club this window, which is a shame because I feel like he could have had a bright future at the club under a different manager. But for some reason, like I say, Daniel Farker just does not rate him. And, it'll be sad to see him go. But I understand why he wants to go to further his career. And finally, the main talking point, which literally broke just before I started to record this video, Archie Gray has signed a new deal at Leeds United, which will keep him at the club until 2028. I believe his current deal was due to expire either this season or next season. But either way, we have got him for a further 3 years minimum, which is amazing. Archie Gray has come on leaps and bounds this season, and I feel like it was better for him to come into the team in the Championship rather in the Premier League. That's not me saying that he couldn't hack it in the Premier League, as I do think his ability has shown that he probably could if Leeds get promoted. But I feel like it's done wonders for his confidence. It's done wonders for his experience as well. And, I'm not saying that he's the same player as Jude Bellingham. Of course, I'm not. Jude Bellingham's in a different universe at the minute. However, similar sort of career path could be, you know, f- for Archie Gray. Jude Bellingham came through the team at Birmingham when he was 16, 17. Archie Gray's, I believe, 17, 8, maybe nearly 18 years old. So, the world is his oyster. He's signed a deal now until 2028, which now means that if a team wants to come in and pay the big bucks for Archie Gray, then they will have to pay the big bucks to get him out of this contract. And he seems happy at Leeds. His family are obviously well connected with the club for obvious reasons, as he is a Gray. And I think it's more importantly, I think it's well deserved. The performances that he's put in, even at right back when he's actually a central midfielder by trade. You know, I thought he started the season off great in midfield, and then when needed, he's played at right back a lot recently, which I think he has done well. And even for him to go back into midfield against Peterborough and play well, then go back to right back against Cardiff and still play well, it just shows that he is very versatile at a young age, and is a very, very huge asset to the club. And it's amazing news for this football club that we've managed to keep hold of a young talent like Archie Gray. There was rumours that Liverpool wanted him in the summer, or like a few months back. I think it was rumoured that they were going to come in for him in this window. Sorry, but at least that's kind of stopped them from doing that, which is good. So yeah, absolutely buzzing for Archie. And, long may his good form continue. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this episode of Bitesize Leeds, guys. Really hope that you've all enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you smash that like button. It just really helps get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe if you are brand new. Hit the notification bell, and of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. There will be no episode tomorrow night, guys, as I do have plans tomorrow evening. But if anything breaks throughout the day, make sure that you're following me on TikTok, as I do post frequent updates on TikTok as things happen. So follow that channel if you haven't already as well. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.